Hey guys! Christmas is almost here, or as I like to call it, the time I'm glad I don't have any kids. If there's anything I learned from being a gamer, it's that wasting money on games I'm only gonna play once is a great investment. But there are just too many options. I mean, you gotta ask yourself, do I buy a $70 game that I'm gonna complain about in a week? Or do I just play Minecraft all next year and suck it up? GameStop knew you were gonna ask yourself this, and they got you covered. The GameStop Holiday Gift Guide. The perfect way to find gifts nobody wants. I mean, in between your pages about Madden and Just Dance, you may find a few goodies in there. Or you may find Looney Tunes' Wacky World of Sports. Kicking off this year's guide, we got Mario and Luigi Brothership, also known as... Nintendo, just let the series die already. In 2003, Nintendo teamed up with a company called Alpha Dream to make one of the best handheld RPGs on the Game Boy Advance, Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. The game had so much going for it, no wonder it got so many sequels. Partners in Time, Dream Team, Bowser's Inside Story, all great games, and you'd think after those it would only get better on the Switch. It ended up in the Holiday Gift Guide. This game was such a disappointment. The tutorial's too long, the game looks weird, they just don't do anything right with this. I should start by saying the company helping Nintendo make these games in the past filed for bankruptcy in 2019, and when they went down, they basically took this game series with it. I mean, sure, Nintendo owns Mario and Luigi, but since another company worked on these games most of the time, Nintendo didn't really seem like they watched very closely to how Alpha Dream made these. I mean, the game's fine, but it just feels so watered down compared to the other games in this series. It's like they took every mediocre part from all the previous games and put it all in the one package. But the combat's just so overcomplicated. The most basic attack in this game takes 3 buttons compared to all the other games, and it's 1 button. All it's supposed to be is a jump. Why am I doing all this? It could be worse. You could be playing Mario vs. Donkey Kong 2. From what I played, this just feels like a missed opportunity to bring back such a beloved series. This game was always at home on the DS, and I just don't think there's any way for them to really bring this back now. Unless they bring the DS back. But not every game series that came from another console sucks. Just test your luck with Epic Mickey Rebrushed. Licensed games are usually known for not being that good. I mean, look at Shrek Super Party over there. But this is amazing! Epic Mickey is one of the only Disney-related games I played as a kid, and call it emotional attachment or nostalgia, whatever you want, but this game easily destroys the competition when it comes to Disney games. I mean, they looked at this and said, he's not epic enough in the general public's reaction. He's f***ing epicer this time! The story revolves around Curious George over here, casually wandering into some magic guy's workshop and getting a little too curious with the paint. Don't we all? Magic paints create magic evil guys, and instead of telling the magic wizard, nope, he just spills the paint and runs away. But not on his watch. It's a good thing he doesn't have a plunger. That's my only weakness. Uh-oh. This game is extremely goofy, which comes as a surprise because Goofy's nowhere to be seen as far as I played. It's a very basic puzzle platformer, but the paint is what makes the game stick out to me. Pretty much anywhere you look, there's some objects you can use paint on, and it's a very simple concept to understand. The blue paint makes things appear, and the green stuff makes things disappear. A concept I couldn't grasp as a 5-year-old playing this game. It's basic, I know, but it at least has one cool use. The enemies in this game can be killed by green ink, but blue ink will turn the blotlings friendly. That sounds like a pretty cool gameplay mechanic. I'm sure it works perfectly. I couldn't find a single second of footage where this was working. Maybe I did something wrong, maybe I got unlucky, who knows? This game also has morality systems. Genocide's more fun. At certain points in this game, you can either choose between saving somebody's life or getting a treasure chest in. You better bet I chose treasure every time. More people means more mouths to feed, and ain't nobody got time for that. They even have these fun little side-scroller levels that were honestly my favorite part of the game, and I don't know why. Too many buttons overwhelm me. But if your kids like Mickey or platformers, buy him this. Mickey's cool and all, but you know what's cooler? A monkey! Monkey Ball is a series that I haven't really played all that much of. The only experience I have with it is the arcade machine at Chuck E. Cheese, so take everything I say with a grain of salt. This game seems to be a kid's game at first glance. I mean, you're rolling a ball from one side of the stage to the other. It doesn't get much simpler than that. And then you play the actual game. Okay. This game gets really hard at certain points. Maybe because I've never played Monkey Ball, or maybe I just suck at video games. Probably the second reason. But some of these levels I just could not stop dying on. And what's really annoying is there's a helper feature in this game, where if you die repeatedly, the game tries to help you in some way. Now, I'm not sure how, because I'm not a pussy who uses that type of feature, because it's stupid. I've never even understood the point of these. Why buy the game if you want the game to play itself for you? At that point, just watch somebody else play the game. But then I can't waste money. New to this game, at least I think it's new, is the ability to dash. I mean, Ai in the opening looks like she just killed a puppy when she sees this guy dashing, so I'm just going to assume it's new. It's honestly a pretty alright feature. There's some points where it can be completely broken, but for the most part, it's balanced pretty well.
All out.
And sometimes it's just useless. Each world has its own gimmick. World 1 is normal, World 2 has bumpers, World 3 sucks, and World 4 has boost pads. Now, your kids are probably going to want to fight over who's playing, but don't worry, this game has multiplayer. I don't have Switch Online, I'm just going to go ahead and say that now, so I played against bots. I know you probably can't look at me at the same after I just told you that, but hear me out. The first game mode available in multiplayer is Race. Can you guess what this one is? I'm drawing a blank here. In all these game modes, you play with up to 15 other people, and my god does the frame rate take a hit because of it. It's hard to tell on video, but you can definitely tell when you're playing. On Race, you play on a decently sized course and you race to the end. It's really not that exciting. I mean, you can use items like missiles to slow people down. I don't know, this one just isn't for me. Next. Banana hunting is pretty fun. It's basically a Mario Party minigame. I like Mario Party. All you're doing is running around collecting bananas, and whoever has the most when the time runs out wins. This can be a fun distraction from the normal game if you get bored, but Baboom is easily my favorite game mode out of all of these. It's a classic game of hot potato where some players have bombs and the others are trying to avoid getting tagged by the bomb holders. It's extremely simple, but the controls are what made this so fun to me. The movement feels way more slippery in this mode than it usually is, but maybe that's just because I'm running away from bombs. Not being able to fully control your movement and sliding around makes it way more fun than it normally would be. And then they stop caring. The last few game modes aren't that good. Goal Rush is basically just Plinko. You fall down a board and try to land in the highest amount of points you can. It's dumb. I mean, I had fun under very specific circumstances, but for the most part it was just meh. And the worst game mode I've ever played in a Monkey Ball Game Award goes to Robot Smash. I don't even understand what's going on here. You just run into stuff and you get points. In what world is this exciting? Overall, this game is solid. I mean, it has a few stinkers in here, but if you never tried Monkey Ball, I'd give this one a shot. Talk about a hot take, but I don't think Rayman Legends Definitive Edition is as good as people say it is. Go ahead, sue me. Now, this is coming from a guy who loves Rayman Raving Rabbids 1 and 2, so does my opinion really matter? I mean, I think this game is fun. It's a 2D platformer at heart, and it's pretty hard to make a bad one of those. This just really doesn't stand out to me at all. It just feels like all you're really doing is running around collecting things. And I realize how much of a hypocrite that makes me because I like Sonic 1 and 2 a lot, but I just don't have the same emotional attachment to Rayman that I do to Sonic. I do want to at least acknowledge there's a few positives in this game to me. First of all, the art style is gorgeous and the game runs extremely smooth. A lot of Switch games seem to run terrible compared to the console versions, but this one honestly felt up to par with those. And I'll admit a lot of the level design is done very well. But honestly, this game was just super repetitive to me. And that was the GameStop Holiday Gift Guide. Do I think it's worth your time? No, not at all. There's just so many better options out there to find games to buy your kids. You could take them to the store, you could look online, you could even post on Reddit and ask somebody else what your kid wants to play because they obviously know the answer to that. But there's an easier way than all of that to figure out what game your kid wants to play this holiday season. Just ask them!